From Sun, its actual appearance is unknown. A scholar who saw what was under its rag was overwhelmed by terror and died from the shock.
Another scholar got a glimpse of a foot and was hospitalized for 2 weeks. What's up, TCAD Nation, the official nation of To Kill A Delibird. That's right, we've been inspired by the Orange Islands, and we are buying an island in the Pacific, which will be the TCAD official base. It is inside of a volcano, of course, and that is where we are going to live. We are going to replicate Pokemon through some extremely unethical hybrid mutation surgery kind of animal stuff that's really horrible. Come for us, James Bond.
Yeah, we're so sick of the Canadian winter that we're just going fully in the other direction and living inside a volcano.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Whenever I hear sick of the Canadian winter, it brings me back to this really random memory from my childhood. Did you know that on like the Disney Channel or something like that, they did for a while a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the TV show? Are you aware of this?
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Okay, so it was it was sort of like an enemy of the week thing where there was like a creature or something, and then they had to like use science to solve it, like the family or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't even think it was the same actors. I think it was like knockoff people, but I don't remember. But there's this one episode I vividly remember where the bad guy was a Canadian Mountie, and his scheme was he was gonna blow up the moon, which would apparently change the tides and turn Canada into a tropical paradise that would boost tourism. My memory could have skewed this because this was a really long time ago, but that is what I remember. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll also have missiles in this base, the TCAD base, and we'll
it's not a base without missiles.
Oh, exactly. We better introduce ourselves. Hello, this is To Kill A Delibird, the Pokemon Rewatch podcast where we watch the Pokemon anime, discuss it, compare it to literature, have a whole bunch of fun. I know a bit about Pokemon, but I'm Graham. I'm kind of not that deep in the community, but my cousin here and co-host Kellan, he is as deep as a Diglett, as we say. How's it going, Kellan?
I'm sick and I'm tired.
Still sick. Oh, so do I have to get like manic again?
No, God, no.
Let's get crazy.
Last week I was like, it's just a sore throat. It's nothing. It's fine. No, my throat was like hella inflamed.
Oh boy.
So I'm on an antibiotic now, which is great. And it's actually that and the Advil have numbed the pain greatly. So, but I'm low on energy, so I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. And we're recording this later than normal.
I do have to be manic. I do have to offset your fatigue. Do you got any pop culture things you want to update on?
Okay, well, as I said, I'm sick and I'm tired, and I'm also sick and tired of Big Brother's bullshit.
Right.
Behind the curtain, we're recording this literally 10 minutes after the Big Brother 25 finale, because that's what I postponed the recording for.
It's his fault, it was folks. Don't feel sorry for him.
It was a big goddamn wet blanket. It sucked. The guy who got evicted in week 4 comes back and wins, and then the creepy dude wins America's Favorite Player because his creepy comments weren't shown on the edited TV show. It's awesome. It's really cool. I love it. Wow, it's fantastic.
Need justice. We need justice against creepy,
really cool.
Dude.
Yeah, and like competitions throughout the whole season being skewed towards the physical players. Like obviously, the older house guests are never going to beat the fucking Olympian in a physical competition. Like what is that? We need equitable competitions. Come on, Joe. Get it the fuck together. It's been 25 seasons. Learn your place.
I feel like you should like write one of these shows.
Why? Put my money where my mouth is? I know what I want.
Pretty much.
Nah, fuck that. That's a... Okay, if I have ideas, then sure. I just hate the argument of like, oh, you're not in that. You don't do that job. You don't know how hard it is. You don't know what it's like to do
No,
that.
that's
like,
not where I'm coming from. I'm actually coming from the, like, I think you do a good job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I hate that argument because, like, fuck you. I know I'm not a brain surgeon, but I know a botched brain surgery when I see one.
That's a good analogy.
Like, come on.
Do you, though?
I think I would. I think if the brain is fucked up and the person is dead because of a botched brain surgery, I think I would be able to point that one out.
No, the extreme cases. Yeah. There's definitely subtleties, though.
Yeah. Either way, I'm sick and tired.
So would you care?
I'm sick and tired of other things.
Would you compare the Big Brother finale to a botched brain surgery?
Partially, honestly.
or was it like planned to be botched, like a lobotomy? You think the narcs upstairs just dragged it through the mud.
Production doesn't botch anything intentionally. They just make horrible decisions that botch it on themselves. They stab it themselves in the back and then wonder who did it. It's that Eric Andre meme.
Where
They shoot the guy. Like, who could have done this?
Oh no, who could have done this?
It was me
It's
all
a
along. Oh
timeless
my god.
meme. That is a timeless meme.
Anyway, that's been my Thursday.
Okay. Well, I got a pop culture thing I want to shout out, and this does go. I like that you buried the lead that we are indeed Canadian for first-time listeners. And so, as a Canadian, I think it is my God-given duty to spread the good word of hockey, or as people outside of Canada call it, ice hockey. We like to just say hockey because I don't know what the fuck field hockey is. Sorry, Britt. I literally don't. So,
Me neither.
So, okay. But what I want to talk about is a brand new manga. Okay, we're an anime podcast, really. And I actually prefer manga. Okay, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on an anime podcast.
Sacrilege.
But I definitely read more manga than I watch anime. I use the Shonen Jump app for keeping up with Shonen Jump stuff, and they recently got a new manga which has been going for, and I kind of was aware of, it's been going for a few months, I think, by the author of Golden Kamuy, however you say that one. So his name is Satoru Noda. It's called Dog's Thread. Strange name. I don't know what the name means yet, but it's fucking awesome. I've read like maybe 4 chapters now. They're very good. It is a hockey manga, okay, which is so tight. I love sports manga and anime because they can turn something like mundane into like the coolest shit ever. And it's about a figure skater whose mom like pushed him through all the figure skating stuff and supported him and like would plan his routines and his outfits and stuff. She dies in a car accident. Okay. And then he's competing and he has he's a brilliant figure skater. But then he has a meltdown and like throws chairs and stuff, so like loses his sponsors, gets kicked out, and after his mom dies and gets kicked out of the league, he's got to move in with his grandpa in Hokkaido, which is like the northern part of Japan, where everyone in this small town plays hockey, and he like learns what hockey is. But of course, he skates way differently than everyone because he's like a figure skater. Come on, that's an amazing plot. It's very good so far. I'm interested to see where it's going.
He learns what hockey is, and then he learns who he is.
Exactly. He learns to shoot a puck, and then he learns how to love himself. I'm guessing. It hasn't gotten there, but...
Spoiler alert.
But it's got all the pieces of like, aww. Which works for me. But the art's really good, too. So I watch. If in a few years they announce like an anime of it, you heard it from me first.
Look at that, a positive media coverage and an overly negative media coverage. We're really covering all the bases today.
I think in a lot of times I just don't choose to talk about things I don't like.
That's my bread and butter. I like to bitch.
Well, that's good.
I like to talk about things I like, but I also like to yell about things that piss me off.
I have media that are not landing with me as well as I would want. I started playing Bayonetta 3 recently, and I don't like it as much as 2.
Oh
it
my
has
god.
some issues.
I don't know if that's the common take or not, but oh my god.
It's not a hot take. It's a medium take though. Some people like it.
Yeah.
But I don't care. Let's okay. Let's talk about Pokemon. Let's we got a bit of a skit here, but I want to kind of tell the folks what's going to happen today. So we are looking at episode 89, the Crystal Onix, and episode 90, in the pink, followed by episode 91, in the stink. Hey-ho. Sorry. Okay, so the Crystal Onix, a little bit spoiler, we will go through it, but is all about the search for the mythical Crystal Onix. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I found from the writers themselves, I found a deleted scene, okay, for what was supposed to happen when they first find the Crystal Onix in his cave. Are you with me, Kellan?
I'm with you.
Okay, so if you're looking at the sheet I sent you of this deleted scene, I would like you, if you can, to do the voices of all of the normal Pokemon characters, and I will do the voice of Jones and the narrator. Is that okay?
Okay. Yep.
All right. So this deleted scene is called Viridiana Jones and the Crystal Onix. Okay. Ash and the gang follow Marill into the cave. The crystals shining from every side of the cave enchant and delight them. As the rest of the gang looks around, Tracy and Marill think they see something in the water. Focusing in on the shimmering pond in the middle of the cave, two eyes appear to apparate in and out of existence. Tracy is unable to look away. The cave starts to shake, and the entire gang now is aware of a presence in the water. The shaking builds and builds, and the figure rises out of the water. The mythical Crystal Onix is real. Hold it! A gruff voice screams, followed by a whip crack. Can you do a whip crack sound? Oh, thank you. Don't you poachers steal this thing. It belongs in a museum. A middle-aged man wearing fedora and a leather bomber jacket and holding a whip runs into the cave.
Who are you? Ash yells. We don't have time for you. We need to capture the Crystal Onix.
I'm Viridiana Jones, Doctor of Archaeology at the Pewter City Museum of Science, and that thing belongs in a museum. I have to get it before Team Rocket does.
Team Rocket? Those guys are in their own traps. We got here first. I don't know what you're talking about.
For some reason, the Crystal Onix is just watching this all play out. You're coming with me, Chronix. Can I call you that? Chronix is short for Crystal Onix. I made the name myself. I'm a genius. Let's go, Chronix, on the double. Team Rocket runs into the cave, out of breath.
Hey, double is one of our keywords.
And I don't know how to do Jesse's voice. And before that is trouble, which we are going to give you.
Team Rocket starts the motto.
To protect the world from devastation.
And then Jones interrupts. Which? Oh, shut it. I knew Team Rocket was close behind. Let's go, Chronix.
Chronix? That's a good one. Wish I'd have thought of it. Oh well, we gotta make even better puns when we get away with that Crystal Onix. Let's put a stop to this. Go, Arbok!
Arbok comes out of its ball. Jones looks visibly distressed. Snakes? Why'd it have to be snakes? I'm out of here. I'll tell the museum the Chronix doesn't exist. See ya. Viridiana Jones runs out of the cave.
Afraid of Arbok? That's new. No offense, Arbok.
I liked his style.
I don't know what just happened. Look at this sketch I made. What a cool jacket. Oh boy, remember we still have a Crystal Onix to deal with.
Then they all fall over and laugh. End scene.
Freeze frame. Freeze frame.
Freeze frame. That's Viridiana Jones, folks.
How long have you had the pun Viridiana Jones circling in your head?
Oh, I just made it up for this. Weirdly enough.
That's surprising.
This whole
you would have thought about that
this
months
whole
ago.
bit, I know someone's gonna call me out on it. Was based on two things. It was based on I wanted him to say it belongs in a museum while pointing at Crystal Onix. And it was based on him wanting to say snakes. Why does it have to be snakes when Arbok comes out? That was the only jokes I had. And then I made the whole thing around it. If I can reveal my incredible writing secrets.
The trade secrets. How could you?
Yeah.
So shall we jump into some real Pokemon written by the professionals?
Yes, I would love to. Love the professionals.
Let's jump into episode 89. It is the Crystal Onix. So we're sailing through the sunny surf, as the narrator puts it, looking for the next adventure when Tracy spots a message in a bottle floating along the ocean. They pick up the message. It says, if you know anything about a Pokemon called the Crystal Onix, something, I didn't write the last half of the note for some reason. Away. Yeah. And from Marissa on Sunburst Island.
Mm-hmm.
And Tracy seems to have heard of this thing. An onyx made of glass crystal.
Yeah. People claim to have seen it.
And funnily enough, Sunburst Island is just up ahead.
Conveniently.
What a coinkydink. Yeah. Landing on Sunburst Island, the gang sees there's lots of glass shops. It's kind of the island's thing.
Yeah, famous for glass blowing and like all kinds of ceramics, and not just plates, but like figurines are kind of big here. So this is really the anime convention mecca of Orange Islands, where they get toys of Pokemon.
Glass blowing is like the coolest thing, though.
Yeah, did you ever, okay, you like reality TV. Did you ever watch that competition, Blown Away?
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
I've heard of it.
It's awesome.
That's it. That's all I know.
Watch it. It's cool.
Okay.
Fun. It's hosted by a Big Brother contestant.
There you go.
That's a weird crossover there for me.
You get to learn some things about glass blowing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you learn a lot. It's really neat. And the people that do it are like incredibly talented. They make some insane pieces of art.
That's neat.
Just out of glass. Really cool. So, down the street, there we see a grown man yell at a little girl because her shop is shit. There's nothing in her shop. She's never gonna make it in this
This
world.
was so ridiculous. I was like, what the fuck? This is actually what's happening. This adult is screaming at this little girl. He's like, why are you still open? Your shop sucks ass.
And he walks away and he says one of the single most overused cliche lines for young people. These kids today stick in their noses where they don't belong.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I did like on their way there, we get a funny, a cute Pikachu moment where he's making funny faces in the glass. And Ash is like, don't break it. You'll pay for it. And Pikachu's looking scared.
Pikachu doesn't have money.
Yeah.
How would Pikachu pay for it?
Yeah.
Pikachu doesn't carry cash.
He'd have to sell out his electric sacks that we talked about last time.
So this little girl is Marissa. From the note, her brother Mateo makes the glass for the shop, but he's feeling down. He's not making art right now. And she wants to find the Crystal Onix to help him.
Mm-hmm.
And we go inside and Mateo explains it. Their grandpa was a prolific glass artist, but now he's fucking dead and Mateo sucks at it.
Yeah, and it's not even that he sucks at it, but he's like, we're not 100% sure how much of this is him getting the yips, really. Like he's dealing with the shadow of his grandfather, both probably from the emotional loss and like the loss of him creatively in his life. And he's got the yips. He like doesn't think anything he makes is good enough. His perfectionism is killing him, and he feels like he needs some kind of push to really get into his own.
Yeah, he's a tortured artist, really.
Yes, but the torturedness isn't going into his art. He's blocked.
Yeah, his like on a technical skill level, he's very skilled, but he seems to look at his pieces and not think that they're really worth anything because they're not inspired. They don't have that inspiration that he's
they don't have
lacking.
A soul or a sparkle. And it's kind of funny because the show takes that part literally, and it has the grandpa's works like literally sparkle, and Mateo's don't sparkle, which is kind of funny.
And so he needs inspiration, and that's why he wants the Crystal Onix. It inspired his grandpa way back then when his grandpa saw it, and now he wants it to inspire him as well.
You're really not going to take Viridiana Jones' cue up and call him the Chronix? Grandpa claimed to have seen the Chronix.
Oh, yeah. No, I forgot about that. My brain is miles away right now.
Can I poke at your brain?
You can certainly try.
Yeah, so this is where Mateo really kind of hammers home his point, and that's where he shows him the grandpa's Chronix statue, the Crystal Onix statue. And it's baller. The gang is like blown away, right? Like eyes on the floor.
That's the name of the show. Blown Away. That's the name of the glass blowing show. Oh my God.
Hey, yo. And Mateo actually goes on to compete on it, and he wins the whole season. The crowd goes wild.
So the gang is gonna stay and help as they do. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Team Rocket are browsing through the glass shops. Their plan is to pick out what they want now and then come back and pay for it later.
Come back and steal it later.
Oh yeah, not pay for it. You're right. Yeah.
Returning later, Meowth says, "Let's avoid the checkout lines by returning later and stealing everything." Just so.
And
funny.
So Jesse and James find the things that they like. It's like a plate.
They're like
and
making
some
out
glasses,
with them.
and they're licking it. Yeah. Meowth yells at them, screams at them for whatever reason.
Like,
they drop it and break it, and they got to pay for it now. And then we get a silly transition that we like never get. It's like a Pikachu coin that like flips over, and then we're into the next scene.
Oh yeah, and that's not normal, eh?
No, we never get cheesy transitions like this. I can think of one other time in the Doctor episode with the Chansey.
Right. The weird thing is I'm surprised that the show doesn't use them more often.
Yeah.
Because it kind of fits the tone.
It does. But that transition goes to Team Rocket's next scene where they are chopping wood. They're doing manual labor because they don't have the cash to pay for it.
They have started a new farm in Stardew Valley, and they need to clear it up before they can get to the fun parts.
They're playing Minecraft. They're doing the first thing. They're punching some trees. Yeah. So they're doing that manual labor when they overhear two shopkeepers spill about. I hear that Mateo and some kids are going to go try to find that Crystal Onix. What idiots they are. It's not real. And so Team Rocket hear about that. They're like, oh my God, okay, we got to find the Crystal Onix. We need to capture it. We need to make money.
I like Team Rocket's thinking. It's like the rest of the town is like shitting on Mateo for having dreams, and they're like, let's steal his dreams. They don't join in the judgment. They want to steal it.
And so back to the gang. Tracy has his Venonat Go-Go Gadget radar eyes to look for the Onix.
So the Venonat like scans the Crystal Onix statue, which is interesting. He's like a robot, like just scans it.
Yeah, this thing is versatile.
I have the pattern, Tracy.
Last time we learned that the Venonat could detect movement. Now it can apparently also detect specific shapes.
Yeah, and like how? Is it like bouncing then? It's sonar off of like a satellite in the sky and doing like a complete scan of the island.
Maybe. Who knows? So Venonat scans it. Then we get another one of those silly transitions. Again, back to back. Venonat has found a little rock formation that looks just like the Onix. Tracy's like, how could you let me down? When literally, Tracy, Venonat did exactly what you asked.
Oh yeah, this was a monkey paws.
This thing looks... This formation looks exactly like the Onix.
You showed him a fucking statue.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wrote down that Tracy said, Venonat, why do you suck? That's kind of what it felt like. I was like, whoa, harsh, Tracy.
So he's going to put Venonat away, and he's going to try one of his other Pokemon, one we have not seen yet.
Yeah, just
It
learning.
is Marill.
Whoa.
A Gen 2 Pokemon in the Orange Islands.
The mythical Pika-Blue before Marill was
Incredible.
released officially.
Yes. And then we get Ash. Ash uses Dexter on it.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, did you notice the art they used for Marill in the Pokedex?
What do you think?
It was, probably not. It was this shitty little doodle, and I loved it.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cute.
It was like they had 10 minutes to ship the episode out, and they were like, fuck, we forgot to put Marill in the Pokedex.
For first-time listeners,
Someone draw it in Ash
Kellan
paint.
tends to remember the visual things, and I remember the the written things. I don't know. It's just our dynamic.
If you're watching the video version, you'll see it on screen right now.
Oh, I'll have
I
to
loved
watch
it.
that on Monday when it drops.
Every
Monday.
Every Monday. Yeah. So Marill has some big ears, real big ears. Marill can hear the Pokemon.
Real big ears.
As opposed to Venonat.
You know what they say
it.
about Pokemon with big ears?
Mm-hmm.
They need a big tooth.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tracy plays an Onix sound for Marill to listen for. She listens, and off down the beach she goes.
Mm-hmm.
They're chasing Marill. Across the water is where the sound comes from when suddenly, like Moses before them, the sea parts.
Marill is actually a biblical figure, since we love making Bible analogies on this podcast. We are really the Veggie Tales of R-rated Pokemon comedy podcasts, aren't we?
But then this show poo-poos my Moses joke by Tracy being like, "Oh, it's like it's a sand bridge because the tides go low," and like that is so much more boring.
Then Ash's gang are the chosen people of God, and they need to find the Crystal Onix to escape slavery in Egypt.
They make this whole thing about how this part of the island across the water. They're like, "Oh my god, it's all one island."
Yep.
Oh my god! It's like what? Why does that matter?
And then Tracy and Ash hold hands because they realize that we are all connected, much like the islands. No, that didn't happen, but that was kind of the vibe I got.
And then they fall in a hole.
Yeah, of course. The gang's running there, falls in a hole.
Team Rocket motto: it's nothing special. Misty asks them, "Why don't you pretend you're a tree and leave?"
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Misty.
Yeah, good one. Good one.
Yeah.
Why don't you pretend like you're Tom and Cruise? Heard that
one? Probably.
Okay.
Team Rocket are off to get the Crystal Onix now. Suddenly, the gang is just out of the hole. We don't see them get out or anything. They're just out of it the next shot. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is sand, so it's probably pretty easy.
They don't give a fuck about the holes anymore. Like the writers, they're just like,
no.
Well, we haven't fallen in a hole to introduce Team Rocket, but like, look at, I don't know, like, oh, but he doesn't have Pidgeot anymore. I don't know, like, who do they have to get out?
Charizard.
Yeah,
but also it's sand. You could dig your way out. It's.
Oh, that's true. It doesn't have a lot of structural integrity.
No. So in the island, we see the island across the shore, we see Team Rocket have gotten trapped now by their own traps that they set for the gang.
Yeah. Jesse's in a cage. Meowth is vined up. He's screaming, "Get us out!" And Misty's like, no.
James is struggling to not fall in the
He's
pit.
like teetering over a hole, right?
Yeah. And then Marill's ears perk up, and she basically looks at the gang and says, "Yo, the fucker's inside. Let's go get that Onix, baby."
Let's
They
go get
inside.
him.
In the cave, Marill dives underwater.
Beautiful crystals in this cave. This is really
Mhm.
the mecca of crystals. And this a whole island area is known for crystals, but this is like a concentration.
And Marill under the water, her tail like floats on the surface. It's buoyant. So you can keep track
that's
of
one
where
of the
Marill
things
is.
of the Pokemon, right? Is that it has like a tail that floats.
I'm going to assume that is part of like its dex entries. I should learn.
Yeah, no, it
further.
was. It was.
No, I'm talking like in the game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was in the show.
Yeah, gold. The tip of its tail, which contains oil that is lighter than water, lets it swim without drowning.
It contains oil. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm already thinking of it. Marill salad dressing. We just crack those babies open.
Like a
Sell
fucking
'em.
egg.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. From Crystal, the fur on its body naturally repels water. I never thought about Marill as furry.
Well, I guess if it's like a Pikachu like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe.
but I didn't either because since it's like balloonish, he looks almost rubbery.
Yeah. That's what you would think then. But I like Marill. Marill's cute.
Very cute. Yeah.
Very cute.
Yeah. It was sort of like, he was one of these designs that when he was coming out, we kind of thought he was going to be a bigger deal. And it really did have to do with like, oh, it's like the next Pikachu. But
It is Gen 2's Pikachu.
yeah, but it's
quote-unquote
also
clone.
like no other Pikachu clone is Pikachu. You know what I mean? Like it never like hit the high
No.
points of like Pikachu is like a marketing item or is like a cool character, you know?
Closest we've gotten is Mimikyu, which is literally mimicking Pikachu.
Yeah, that thing's hilarious. That's the
It's
one that's
great.
like wearing this like creepy Pikachu like potato sack, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's unloved in its
Oh my
normal form.
God.
Nobody likes it.
That's so fucked.
It got depressed and started dressing like Pikachu because it wanted to be like Pikachu, where everybody loves it.
That is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like I love that in like a twisted kind of way.
And I believe the lore is that nobody has seen underneath the sheet and lived to tell the tale.
Oh, that's fucking cool. Yeah. No one's lived because the Mimikyu kills you, or no one's lived because it's so ugly you die?
From Sun, its actual appearance is unknown. A scholar who saw what was under its rag was overwhelmed by terror and died from the shock.
Another scholar got a glimpse of a foot and was hospitalized for 2 weeks.
From Moon, a lonely Pokemon, it conceals its terrifying appearance beneath an old rag so it can get closer to people and other Pokemon. So it's so ugly, you'll die.
Oh, wow. And you die instantly. It's not even like a ring treatment where you
I
die 7
guess
days
so.
later.
There are multiple Pokemon where the lore is like, hey, if you look at this thing in the wrong way, you die.
You die.
I'm pretty sure
Wait,
Shedinja's
that's
like
also
that too.
OP. Couldn't Mimikyu just like pull up its sack in like battle and then boom,
Well,
they're dead?
Well, yeah, but then no one would love it.
Aww.
Anyway.
All right. So they're going in
That's
the
enough about a
cave.
Pokemon that won't exist for 5 generations.
Tracy sees something in the water, and then this is actually where the Viridiana Jones skit kicked off. And
Yes.
there's like a rumbling, and the Chronix bumps out of the water, and Tracy's like, "It's the Chronix!" Like, yeah, we know. What else would it be? This giant crystal. It's a Crystal Onix. It's literally just an Onix, but made out of crystal. And it can swim. It's like its typing got reversed. Like it's okay in water.
You asked about regional variants and stuff when we
Right.
saw the oddly patterned Vileplume in the Pokeball Peril, I believe it was. And this Crystal Onix is much closer to what we know as a regional variant.
Because it's like, it's got some significant differences. Basically.
Yeah, and it seems to be a different type.
Yeah.
Because, as we'll see, Mateo goes at it with a Cloyster whose water gun does nothing. It just bounces right off of it. And it lives in water, too.
Right. So the Chronix is out, and Mateo's like, well, now I got to battle it to show my worth as a man. He doesn't quite say that, but so he sends out Cloyster, right? And the idea is that Onyxes are weak to water, so Cloyster's water gun will fuck this thing up. But the Chronix is just immune to it, doesn't do shit. Chronix tackles Cloyster. Cloyster is dead.
And then Team Rocket come running in, panting.
Right.
They got out of their traps finally.
Yeah, they got other traps. We don't know. Missy's like, how'd you escape? And Jesse goes, the writers can't figure it out either.
Yeah, okay, they run in, and the camera's looking at Jesse and James, and no one's saying anything. And then you hear Meowth go, "Hey, down here!" And the camera pans down to
Right.
Meowth.
He's like off camera. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Misty asks, how did you get three? How did you three escape? And James says, "That is a secret you'll never find out." Jesse goes, "The writers can't figure it out either."
Oh, that's so good.
I love it.
They got they got Looney Tunes magic.
I love it because it's like, what the writers were like, you know what? Fuck it, we don't need an excuse. Just say we don't know, and then
It's the kind of
move on.
joke that is
Kind
I
of joke I would
actually
make.
think is pretty good, but you can only use once.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, otherwise it's lazy, but like you used it once, okay. It's like in Monty Python and the Holy Grail when the writer suffers a heart attack and the monster dies,
Yeah.
or the illustrator. The illustrator suffers a heart attack.
And so Team Rocket fantasize about what they can make with the Crystal Onix, a crystal necklace, a crystal hot tub. Notably, all of these things
A crystal hot.
are just all like the Crystal Onix wrapping its tail around it, Jesse's
Right.
neck for a necklace, or itself for a hot tub. They're not actually making anything out of it.
Right.
But Meowth wants a crystal charm for his head.
Mm-hmm.
And then James is like, "Why do I get the idea that we're gonna blow this one?"
Yeah, why? Why?
And so they stick Arbok and Victory Bell on it, and guess what happens? Oh my god.
Victory Bell eats James.
First time gag. We've never seen this before.
Nope. It's still good.
I love it. It's great. What really sells the joke is when the music cuts.
Yeah, totally.
That's what
so
sells
the music
it.
does a sharp cut and Victory Bell does that human scream.
Mm-hmm. That's what makes it funny. And so it's Pikachu and Staryu's turn. They,
Against Team Rocket. Like the Chronix is just like chilling during this. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll just watch. I'll see what happens.
Staryu does a tackle or whatever. Pikachu shocks him, and then Crystal Onix, the Chronix, I'm sorry, smacks him,
I love it.
smacks him away. They're
Brittany
dead, flying
Jones
off.
didn't make it up. I did.
The Crystal Onix smacks him away. They go flying off again, blasting off again. And we're back to Mateo versus the Chronix. He's gonna try Charmeleon now, his glass blowing partner.
Oh yes, and this is pretty cool actually. This kind of lore piece that Charmeleon helps him blow the glass. Like, do you think all these glass blowers have like a fire Pokemon who's their buddy?
Considering
that's kinda cool.
we're in the Pokemon universe, I would say yeah, probably.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
makes sense.
It makes sense. All right, so it's Charmeleon versus the Crystal Onix, the Chronix, and Chronix uses Rock Throw. They're crystal rocks. They're flying. But Charmeleon's dodging, and he retaliates with a flamethrower attack, which seems to be heating the Crystal Onix up. Right, so
It's getting red hot.
So he does have a type in here. Is he
it would
almost more
seem
like
so.
steel?
That's what I was thinking. That's as close as we're gonna get. Like there is no
Property
crystal
wise.
type,
Yeah.
glass type, nothing like that. But I mean, maybe it's one of a kind. Maybe it is a glass type, and it's the only one there is.
Oh.
You ever think about that? No, you did not.
No, I did not.
No, you did not.
And I will not. I
No.
refuse to have even heard what you said, and it is gone. It's like when a commercial's like, forget everything you know about mattress softeners. You're like, what's a mattress?
Ah, that reminds me of Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah.
What a
I think-
man.
I think I stole that joke.
Yeah.
tonight. That is a Mitch Hedberg
They
joke.
said I saw a
Oh, you're
commercial
right.
that said, "Forget everything you know about." I don't remember what it was. Duvet
Yeah,
covers.
duvet
And man,
covers.
was it a load off?
What's a duvet? Oh, thank you for calling me out. Sometimes I forget where I pick up jokes. That's dangerous. Yes, that's a Mitch Hedberg joke. Genius.
Oh, it's great.
Oh man, he was so good.
I miss the man.
Yeah.
Great He's like one of the very, very few comics that could just do one-liners
For a whole
and make it funny.
For a whole set, yeah.
Yeah. So after the flamethrower makes Onix red hot, Mateo's like, okay, now it's time for an Ember, which is just a weaker fire attack, which for some reason. But this is not Ember. This is very clearly Fire Spin, and it was in the Japanese.
Right. I did read
Yeah.
that.
But also Fire Spin also kind of sucks.
Yeah. Tell that to
It's
the
okay.
Chronix.
It's okay. But I really hate when the show shows moves like that as like this big ultimate finisher or
Mhm.
whatever. When you use it
Mhm.
in the game and it's just like does a little damage. That's about it.
It's fine for the experience of the show, but I do know exactly what you mean. Because, like, there
Hmm.
were a lot of times as a kid where you'd watch the show and have, like, one thing in your head about, like, what a move is. And even stuff as simple as, like, string shot is like that. Like, like doesn't Caterpie, like, fucking, like, tie up, like, I don't remember, tie up coughing or some shit?
Yeah.
But then in the game, it's just like, they got a little bit slower.
Or like agility, which they
Yeah.
use sometimes to like confuse the opponent
Yeah,
into
there's
fainting.
100
Like
Pikachus.
what?
Yeah. He's used Goku's KO Ken.
And then you use it in the game, and it's just like it ups speed. And as a child, you don't give a shit about that.
Like, Pikachu got marginally faster.
Like, okay, whatever. What's gonna make me kill this thing? As a child, you only care about doing damage.
You only care about life and death.
Yeah.
Children.
So in the fiery aftermath of this fire spin, Onyx is red hot on fire. Mateo seemingly on fire, probably
In his
metaphorically.
heart. Yeah.
Yeah. He's looking at the Crystal Onix, like directly in its eyes. He's seeing his own reflection twice over, 3 times over. This is a long fucking bit.
Yeah, and it's like kind of like an infinite fractal sort of thing. It's just like he's like going into the Onyx's soul with this like weird repeated kind of cheap animation, and it's like zooming in, and it is
So
like
that's so
it is
Raven
like 20
kind of
seconds.
thing.
Like it takes like
Yeah.
a while.
They love to use bits for a long time.
Yeah, when they need to pad it all slightly.
Yeah.
And then the Chronix just falls over.
He just fucking dies.
It's like he repeated so much in this like infinite loop that he couldn't handle it and fainted. Reminds me of this story I'm gonna tell, and I'm not gonna mention the friend, but one of my friends was kind of baked. It's legal here in Canada. Don't worry. I mean, I guess it wasn't at the time, but whatever.
Oh,
It
goodness.
basically was. So one of my friends was like pretty baked, and he started trying to think about himself thinking. So to do that, he created another person outside of his head who was thinking about himself, who could watch himself. But then he wanted to inspect that person. So he created another person outside of that person's head to inspect that person. And he started looping and made so many people that it just made an infinite loop, and then he threw up everywhere. And I remember him sitting there staring at a campfire and then suddenly just puked. And then he told us later that's what he was thinking about. And that's exactly what what just happened.
Oh man. Except Mateo didn't puke all over the
Right.
place.
Oh, sorry. This is what just happened to the Chronix. The Chronix just
yeah.
fainted.
Because he fucking died, yeah.
Yeah.
And so Ash is like, okay, catch the damn thing. Mateo's not going to do that, though. He has his inspiration. He got it back. He's found the fire inside of him once again.
Nice.
And Onyx hides back under the water.
Yeah, the Chronix gets up and like basically like agrees. He's like, yeah, you don't need to catch me. You're inspired.
You're
See
good.
ya."
You got it. All right, I'm heading
You
out.
got it, champ.
And so back at the shop, Mateo is back to making glass with Charmeleon. And then the gang head back out. And Ash has been given this really cute little glass Pikachu. It was very adorable.
Looks great. So good.
And that's the episode, pretty much.
All right.
It's a good episode.
It's a nice episode. I liked it too. Yeah. Good. It's like a kind of a very concise episode, but the
Mhm.
glass blowing with the fire Pokemon is a fun theme. The Crystal Onix itself is cool. So yeah, pretty good. So this is like what's known, kind of in the TV tropes world again, that I use for a lot of this research as a cryptids episode. So a cryptid is like basically a animal that is kind of mythological. Like it's not exactly confirmed to be real, but people will claim that it's real. So this is like Bigfoot, or like the Loch Ness monster, sort of like a monster, or like some kind of a creature that people will make claims about, but isn't like a confirmed thing.
Mhm.
And this is a whole cliche in a lot of TV, the cryptid episode, where like one character will like claim that they like believe in this thing, and others will say no, you don't, and then sometimes the thing will be actually real, like in this episode of the Crystal Onix. Sometimes it won't actually come true or is left ambiguous, like in the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. So,
Oh.
which would also be a cryptid episode.
I got one for you then.
Yep.
Snuffleupagus, Sesame Street.
Is Snuffleupagus a cryptid?
Well, Big Bird sees Snuffy.
'Cause-
No one
yeah,
else sees
yeah.
Snuffy.
You're right. Big Bird believes in Snuffleupagus. Now, I kind of hate that I'm going to make another drugs joke in this, but I always just thought that Big Bird was high out of his kite. Like, that he's got this, like, quote unquote friend, the Snuffleupagus.
Well, eventually everybody sees Snuffy, but
Oh,
not
that's
at
true.
first. For a while, Big Bird's the only one that sees him because Snuffy like hides away from everybody else.
Right. So Snuffleupagus, Crystal Onix, same.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I found a book though, a piece of literature too that would kind of fit, although it's quite different. But it's The Wendigo by Algernon Blackwood. What a name, Algernon Blackwood. So this is like a 1910 short kind of novella about I think they're a hunting party out in the woods, and then they hear this like kind of myth about the Wendigo, which is like kind of like a spirit in the area, and I believe it's like from like Native American lore, is at least like the piece that they
Mhm.
show in the story. But some people like, oh no, that's just a tale, don't believe in it. Some do. No, you have to protect the woods. And then like they kind of hear like sounds and stuff, and then eventually it is real. And it's like an
Mhm.
evil spirit. Like I think what happens is like one of them gets like separated, but then he sees a person that he thinks he knows, but they're like acting strangely, and so like, oh, it's not actually that person, it's the Wendigo impersonating them or something.
Yeah.
Creepy stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, shall we rate?
Yeah, let's do it. So this is the 4-part plastic ping pong picture of objective rankings, where we're gonna pull 2 different categories and rank the episode based on that. Category 1, please.
First category will be the Pokemon variety.
All right. So we got
Onix.
we got Onix. We got
Marill,
We got Pikachu,
Charmeleon.
We got the not
That's
bad.
pretty much
Not
it.
bad. Yes. It's nice because like Marill is like our new Pokemon actually, and
Mhm.
then so like it's a good Pokemon episode because you get a new Pokemon with Marill, but then you also get the Chronic, right? So they're
Yeah.
like, well, the Chronix is an Onix, so that's not new. So let's also give a Marill, which is nice. You get Venonat, you get Team Rocket's Pokemon, typical. You get Staryu. So it's not bad. It's not like one of these
Mhm.
ones though where like a true Pokemon variety episode are these ones where you see like a bunch of Pokemon out, like say at like Oak's
with-
Lab, or
Yeah,
like
or with
at, like, an
Drowsy last
event.
time.
Yeah, or like Drowsy last time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Where it's like a group of
This is like-
people's Pokemon outside of the group.
This is like 5 for me.
I'll go with the 6.
All right. 5.5, Pokemon variety, category 2 will be Team Rocket Scheme. Well, they get trapped in their own traps.
And their scheme is to steal a man's dream. The scheme of the dream. They barely have a scheme this
Mhm.
way. They get put to work for dropping plates. They totally ditch that to go chase a myth.
Yeah.
They get caught in their own traps. They then are written out of them accidentally. They then fight against Staryu and Pikachu and get their asses kicked. And that's it.
Yeah, that's weak.
It's not
That's
really a
like-
scheme.
Nah, it's not. It's like, that's like 3.
Yeah, I was also thinking 3.
So 5.5 and 3, that would be 4.25 for the Crystal
For the
Onix.
Chronix.
All right, let's move on to episode 90, In the Pink. I thought this was also a pretty solid episode.
It's not bad. It's got some nice pieces for sure. It was strange to me because it feels kind of repeated, but also like not.
Mm-hmm.
You know how sometimes like you feel like deja vu for something? I kind of felt like that in this.
All the
I'm like-
time.
I'm like, all the time. I'm like, haven't we seen like an island stuck away with like mysterious Pokemon? But we haven't really.
Have we?
I guess. No.
No.
I just like felt like we had.
I mean, Island of the Giant Pokemon.
right.
Those aren't real Pokemon.
But those are real Pokemon. And then there's like Mewtwo's lair kind of had the same idea of like the island
Yeah.
with the storm around it. But both are very different. So
And I mean, the Pokemon at Ivy's lab. But I mean, this is kind of like,
yeah,
in
this is kind of
conjunction with
like
that.
an evolution of that idea,
Yeah.
or like an iteration of that idea, where they're like they are trying to hammer home the effect of like archipelago life on these Pokemon. which is pretty cool, honestly. I like that as a touch because I think that's like a real world sort of lesson around evolution that they're kind of teaching kids throughout this. Like, did you know that in Iceland, like the reason why Icelandic wool is like something that people really value is because they actually have different sheep there. It's like an evolutionary thing that their wool has different properties to do with like water resistance or something like that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and same with their horses have like their knees are slightly different, so they handle certain kinds of mountain ranges differently or something like that.
What kind of type are the Icelandic regional variants of sheep that they resist water now?
Yes, well,
It's crazy.
they have an innate ability. I mean, and the horses just sound like Skyrim horses. Let's scale this fucker.
Yeah, do they cling to mountains at 90 degrees?
Yeah, exactly. You don't try to scale the mountains with your horses. Are you even playing that game?
I don't actually. I don't use horses. I don't like
Oh, nice.
horses.
Nice.
Breath of the Wild like soured me on horses in games
Because they were too good, or
because
stopped
they
liking them?
fucking suck.
Oh, I like the horses in Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild is my favorite game. The only thing I have problems with in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom really are the horses. I don't like the horses. I don't use them
Why?
because they're just not fun to control.
Oh, I thought they were. They're like weird ass race cars.
They annoying. They're so annoying.
Huh.
I like
Interesting.
building motorcycles in Tears of the Kingdom.
Actual
That's the
weird
best
ass
part.
race cars.
Anyway, so episode 90 in the pink.
Yeah.
We're back on the sea as we like to start an Orange Islands episode. Tracy is trying to play with Togepi, and he kind of questions why Togepi doesn't know any moves.
Yeah, he calls Togepi
It's
weird.
odd.
This is weird. Why no attacks?
But it's not due to lack of trying.
Yeah, we get this flashback where Misty was trying to teach Togepi to headbutt, and then like she headbutts the object they're practicing on and like gets knocked out.
Now, Misty, here's the problem with this. You're trying to teach Togepi headbutt, trying to teach it naturally. Togepi in Gen 2 only learns headbutt via TM. So come on. You need the TM.
You need a TM. Wow.
It's a lost cause, Misty.
Only
I'm sorry.
Togepi came with a strategy guide.
Hatches out the egg. Here's an instruction manual.
For extra $20, you can pre-order Togepi with a strategy guide.
Yeah, she's trying to get it to headbutt the post, but Togepi just hugs it. Togepi just wants a friend. It's very cute. Love it. Ash makes fun of Misty's training again, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, if
but
Togepi
suddenly
had a
they're
better
caught.
trainer, but
They're caught in a whirlpool.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Not the move whirlpool. A whirlpool.
No. And then
And
suddenly,
not the jacuzzi brand whirlpool.
and then they awake on a beach.
Mhm.
And Tracy deduces they must be on Pinken Island. It's an island surrounded by whirlpools and with very tall cliff faces that you can't really climb. And so no one really knows what kind of Pokemon live on this island.
And the whirlpools apparently keep people away all the time, but like they're perfectly okay. Like they just like wake up on the beach. They're fine.
Mm-hmm. And so like the cliffs are too steep to climb.
So Tracy
And so
climbs
Tracy
them.
climbs the cliffs.
That was funny. These cliffs are so steep that nobody comes here. And then
Yeah.
he just scales them.
If only they had Pidgeot.
Right?
Hmm.
Oh.
Interesting. If
Hmm.
only. And so at the top of the cliff, Tracy spots a pink Rhyhorn. That's
Ooh.
not normal.
So it's
normal.
exactly a Rhyhorn, which we've seen
Yeah.
before. It's like this like rocky rhino, except he's pink. So like a bright
Yep.
pink. Yeah. He's also eating pink berries, and that's going to come
Yes.
up. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. What a coincidence.
Yes. And so Tracy has to get closer. He knows he's going to go downwind. That'll come back too. And he's going to sketch it. And according to his measurements and his little spyglass thing, this thing is 8 fucking meters long.
Yes, he's taking
What?
measurements. I also wrote that down. Wow. 8 meters long. That's
What?
got to be an error, right? Like if Rhyhorn,
It's ridiculous.
he doesn't look that long. He looks like max 2.
Rhyhorn, according to the Pokedex, is 3'3", and that's
Right.
tall. So it's
Right.
1 meter tall, which is what Tracy noted. It's 1 meter in height.
Right.
And so, yeah, an 8 meter long Rhyhorn would be very stretched out.
Yeah, but like a squared plus b squared equals c squared. No.
No.
Yeah, Bulbapedia calls Tracy out too. It's like, observing the pink Rhyhorn, Tracy mentions it is 8 meters long. That is impossible, since the Rhyhorn would be just over 24 feet in length, and it is clearly nowhere near this size.
Ridiculous.
That's what they wrote.
It's such a bold claim.
I know.
That's for something that's so obviously wrong.
And also for like, isn't this Tracy's like whole thing, like
Mhm.
measuring Pokemon?
And the horn apparently is 20 centimeters. I didn't note if that was off or not. I don't.
I don't know. I thought it was like, yeah, maybe.
I'll tell
I'm like
about
just
it,
hung
yeah.
up on the 8 meters.
It's
This fucking
ridiculous.
Godzilla of a Rhyhorn.
And so Missy's like, wow, Tracy's really good with the Pokemon. And Ash is like, so am I. And so he runs up to the Rhyhorn. He's like, hey, how you doing?
I think his
With
exact
absolutely no
words
fucking
are,
subtlety.
hey, buddy.
Ugh, Ash. Oh my god.
I know.
His bullheadedness will never cease to amaze me.
Yeah. Don't fuck with a Rhyhorn while it's eating.
Don't fuck with
Or
a
at
Rhyhorn. Yeah. And so Rhyhorn charges him and Tracy with the takedown as they're running towards Misty. And they're going to die. They're going to fall off this cliff, clearly. When Togepi starts wagging her fingers. What happens?
Ooh.
Suddenly they teleport away from the cliff, and Rhyhorn falls off. With one of those fun little eye pop animations. I like that. It was cute.
Yeah, this is straight up the Looney Tunes eye pop. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they question, like, who could have done this?
Yeah, and they're
Who
like, well,
could
this
have
is
done
one of
this?
our Pokemon. And Misty's like, can't be Togepi. And we're like, well, you can't be correct, Misty.
Ash also can't figure out how Tracy could get so close to the Pokemon. And so Tracy explains some very basic shit to him. We're downwind, so he can't smell me, and I match his breathing. Ash, you ran at it full force and tried to have a conversation with it.
Yeah. Like Tracy's like got this very subtle act going on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. So they look over the cliff, and Rhyhorn is there stuck on a branch about halfway down.
Pretty distressed. This is a bad situation.
When suddenly Jenny...
This is a real Jenny episode. She rolls up in this sick ass Jeep and she's like, hey, motherfuckers, I'm a cop and this island's off limits. This is a protective Pokemon reserve and I'm going to fucking shoot you. But then she's chill. It's all right. Misty's like, you got to help.
And this Jenny's also in light blue, so I guess that's just an Orange Islands Jenny thing.
Yeah, the official Orange Islands Police Department does have a slightly lighter blue Jenny outfit.
And so they have Misty lower Tracy and Ash down to the Rhyhorn, tie it up, and then use the Jeep to pull it back up.
They have this like logical discussion where they're talking about like maybe they could like throw a Pokeball down and capture it.
Mm-hmm.
But Jenny's like, but it's not hurt. It's just on a branch.
Yeah.
But like it's tough.
But it just will go in the ball at least.
Yeah,
think.
I know.
But I guess it would come out of the ball probably and then fall even farther to its death.
Yeah. Well, good thinking.
And so out in the ocean, Jigglypuff's floating along on a coconut. It's pretty cute. And then suddenly we see, oh, that's not coconut. It's the top of the periscope from Team Rocket's Magikarp sub.
Yeah, so Jigglypuff is with her best friends.
Yep.
Team Rocket.
And they want to get this pink Rhyhorn. They've seen it.
They
They want
spot
it.
the gang. They spot the pink Rhyhorn. And okay, so actually Jessie is the one using the periscope, so she kind of sees what's going on. And James is like, "Pink Rhyhorn? Is it a shocking pink or more of a pale pastel pink?" Oh, James, he's
Only
funny.
James.
Yeah.
And so they get caught in a whirlpool.
Yeah, poor Jigglypuff on top just starts spinning.
Yeah. Meowth says, I'm getting undersea sick.
Brilliant.
Good
No
one.
one, I've never heard that joke before.
No, never.
Why?
And so
That seems like an obvious joke, but I've never been on a submarine, so.
back atop the cliff, they save the Rhyhorn. They pull it up. Ash asks why the Rhyhorn didn't attack Jenny. And she explains, this one knows me. It's only gonna get aggressive with strangers. This Rhyhorn's actually pretty shy. And so Ash, honing his you and me, calls it a shy horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Good one.
I
Good one, Ash.
was like, that does. Okay, on one hand, yes, that's a groaner, but God, was that a joke I would make? So I don't know how to feel.
It would be. And so Pikachu's eating a berry, and we see his cheeks and his tail have turned pink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
This is where we learned the pink and berries make Pokemon pink. Jenny does let us know that it's temporary because Ash is like freaking out. He's like, no way will my Pikachu be fucking pink. It's a boy's Pikachu, and I'm a misogynist. I like traditional gender roles. And then he makes another Graham joke. He says, you'd be a Pikachu.
Ha 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 ha. Good one, Ash. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Team Rocket have washed ashore.
Yeah, Whirlpool throws them up on the island. And James goes, don't mention throwing up.
Jigglypuff shows herself to them. Team Rocket get excited from the pink Rhyhorn. They're like, oh my god, it's a pink Jigglypuff. Holy shit.
That was so good. It's pink too. And then they're like, oh boy,
wait.
Jigglypuff's
Jigglypuff's
always pink.
But then he goes to sing, and they freak out. They run
They
away.
just run. Yeah.
They're running through the forest, and we see all kinds of pink
Tons
Pokemon.
of
They're
pink
all over the
Pokemon.
place.
Just neat.
And so Jesse dreams of opening up a pink theme park with pink Pokemon.
It's like Vegas-style shows with like pink Pokemon all in outfits, singing "Come to Pinky Land, Never Stinky Land." Okay.
And the headliner Pokemon of this show are Arbok and Weezing, who are pink and in horrible makeup and outfits.
Yeah, very gaudy.
They look great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And classic, Team Rocket. Jesse's in the suit, James is in the dress.
Oh, which was great.
We love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We love it.
It's like Jessie's like sick like Napoleon suit that she pulls out sometimes. I love that thing. She looks so good in it.
And so James sends out Victor Bell, eats James, of course, typically.
Yeah, this is back to real life, not Pinky Land, Stinky Land anymore.
And then Jessie has a brilliant idea. She says, "We need a Pokemon that can lick them all." Why?
Yeah, why? What is that?
Why is licking them
Why is licking
important
an answer?
here? So she goes for Lickitung.
And then they repeat the Jigglypuff joke. James goes,
Yeah.
"It's a pink Lickitung."
And so they're pushing Lickitung along to chase these couple of Nidoran because Lickitung can't run fast enough, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
just
had
kinda-
a moment there. What color is Nidoran normally?
Nidoran male is pink. Nidoran female is like a lavender.
Right.
color.
But this could be a male one, right?
This was a male and a female.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So one of them was color altered, but one of them was just color appropriate.
Yeah, or more
maybe
contrast,
a slightly different hue of pink.
more
or something?
saturation. Yeah.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
I just love Lickitung running around in this episode because he has his arms up
Mm.
and his tongue out, and he's
Yeah.
just running around like tung, 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 tung. I just love it. I love
It's
Lickitung.
good. It's
He's
good. I like
so
Lickitung
funny.
too. Fun
He's so
Pokemon.
funny. And so they push him to this cave. He goes running in the cave, and then there's beep, and then Lickitung comes running out of the cave, terrified,
Yeah.
because there's a large pink Nidoking
Ooh,
in said cave, and he gives chase to Team Rocket. And so
Right.
at the police station,
Yeah.
we learn Pinkin Island is a Pokemon refuge. No visitors allowed
Mhm.
because they don't want poachers on the island. Jenny is like, I also couldn't have saved the Rhyhorn without you three. But Jenny, the Rhyhorn wouldn't have been in that position without those three either,
It's true, but
right?
she actually doesn't quite know that because it didn't really call
Oh,
this
that's
out.
true.
But
yeah.
when they roll up, she's like, "What happened?" And Ash just goes, "It fell." I mean, you're not wrong, Ash, but tell the rest of it.
And so they call Oak. Ash is like, "Hey, we found an island with all these pink Pokemon. It's cool." And Oak's like, Yeah, I know about Pinkin Island.
Yeah, we
You
know.
think-
Old news. By the way,
You
are
think
you
you
arrested?
had something there. Yeah. Yeah.
Has Jenny locked you up?
I'm surprised Jenny hasn't arrested you yet.
Yeah.
It's this island is kind of kept a secret to protect the Pokemon from these poachers. And then Muck tries to make out with Oak, which ends
Right,
the call.
right. So
Yeah.
I guess we're kind of like led to believe that the researchers are kind of aware of it, but it's like an emerging sort of research area, right? Because Oak also says they know about it, but not a lot at this point. So sounds like this Jenny and like a gang of researchers are there to sort of protect, but also study the Pokemon. Yeah, and it's a protected area. We don't really know what like agency or governing body protects it. The Orange Island Collective, but it's interesting how they're able to control information too. If to most
Mhm.
people it's like a myth. Wonder how that works.
Yeah. And so alarms sound. There's visitors on this island that aren't supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And the gang offered to help. And they're like, we fucked up. We shouldn't have been here. Let's let us give you a hand. And Jenny allows this.
Yeah, Jenny's like, well, you're the good kind of trespassers, so let's go fight the bad kind of trespassers.
And Team Rocket are still being chased by this Nidoking.
Mhm.
Weezing smoke screens it. Arbok wraps it. Lickitung slaps it around with its tongue a little bit and
the
licks it.
Nidoking.
Nidoking's down and out, knocked out.
Yeah, they win. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
easy. And then Jenny pulls up, says, "Who do you think you are coming here and causing trouble?"
and
Oh,
of
shit.
course that makes the
Did
shimmers come
someone
back.
say trouble? Oh.
So addicted.
And so they do their motto, but this time they're in a Gengar and Tauros
They're like
costume, pink.
Gengar,
Gengar
and
and
Tauros
Tauros?
costumes. Like kind of
Why?
like comfy looking onesies almost like. But other than that, it's the normal chant. They're just in those weird costumes.
And so Pikachu Thundershocks him.
Yeah.
And this is quite par for the course. Nidoking wakes up though. This was its
Right, because electricity
call.
heals you if you're knocked out.
yes.
Right,
yes.
exactly.
Nidoking wakes up, throws the Pokemon
Mhm.
back at Team
Just
Rocket
hurls
from
'em.
Rocket's Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Tail whacks them, sending them blasting off again.
Mhm.
But Nidoking's still mad. He's gonna give chase to Jenny and the gang in the Jeep.
Yeah, so they jump in the Jeep, they're ripping away. And so while the Jeep's driving away, Misty's gonna use Star U, probably like
And
shoot
she's
the
gonna try
Nidoking down.
She's gonna use Star Me, but she doesn't have Star
Oh,
Me.
that's what she says?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, but it would have to be Star U. But actually what it has to be is our boy Jigglypuff. I mean
Psyduck.
Jigglypuff, oh my god. Our boy Psyduck, who comes out of his Pokeball, on his own all the time. And he's like running beside the Jeep, just freaking out. It's like, yeah.
Psyduck can run as fast as a Jeep. That's impressive.
Oh yeah, when he's scared. Man, Psyduck's an MVP. He can do all kinds of things when
Most
when shit
valuable
hits
Psyduck.
Exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Where's the spin-off where Psyduck learns to play hockey?
The mighty Psyducks.
There was this crappy movie back in the day called MVP Most Valuable Primate where the monkey played hockey.
I forgot about that. I think we had that on VHS.
I think you might have, yeah.
I'm vividly remembering that box art now. I'm
Yeah.
googling that to make sure it's matching my memory. Oh my god, it's exactly how I remember it.
The things they did animals
It
do for
looks
movies
so
back in the day,
bad.
It's wild.
It looks so bad. Oh, amazing. Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it's that and the whole Airbud extended universe.
Yeah, there's like 7 of those movies or something. Crazy. Anyway, so Nidoking's still chasing them. Psyduck doesn't do anything. So Tracy's gonna try Marill. Marill gets scared as well. Doesn't do anything. So now it's Pikachu's turn.
Yeah,
He tries a
Pikachu's
Thunder
turn.
Shock.
Thundershock. That doesn't do anything. That
Doesn't do
healed the
anything.
Nidoking before.
Oh my god. I was like, oh my god, hot damn, they did it finally. A ground type is immune to an electric type attack.
I'm not even sure that's what they explained. Though,
No, because Jenny then poo-poos it
You're
and
right.
says, it's too angry to be hit by an electric move. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
It's
You're
on
ruining-
a rampage. Electric attacks won't work.
Ruining my day.
Wait, you didn't know that anger resisted
Apparently not.
electricity? Next time you're in a thunderstorm, just get really fucking mad.
If you're
Be
really
okay.
angry, you can stick a fork in the socket.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Don't stick forks in the sockets, kids. So Nidoking goes to launch a hyper beam, but Togepi starts waggling her fingers again.
Oh, and they're trapped against the cliff, much like they were with the Rhyhorde.
And suddenly, boom, there's like a shield or something.
Mm.
Togepi lands like a protect.
And then this is the second time, again, call back to the Rhyhorde, where we get the eyes popping out animation. Like Nidoking's eyes pop out. He's like, what is that?
Yeah. No real explanation as to what this move it actually is.
The barrier? Isn't it barrier?
It might have been barrier, yeah.
I don't know.
Barrier's typically supposed to just raise defense, but I guess in the Mr. Mime episode it did a
Yeah,
lot
it was
more
a
than that.
wall. Yeah.
Yeah, probably that. Because protect doesn't exist till Gen 2, but
Mm.
but also we're starting to
Oh,
see
but
shades of
also-
stuff in
Yeah,
Gen
Togepi
2. So,
is a Gen 2 Pokemon.
yeah, so I'm gonna not be so rigid on the this is a Gen 2
You
thing.
not rigid.
Not as rigid. I'm gonna point them out, but it's not gonna be as egregious
Okay,
anymore
good.
because we are nearing Johto and like they're showing us Johto things.
You
specifically.
almost need to like have different. You need to have like types of errors that you talk about. There should be like soft errors and hard errors or something like that.
So Jenny tells the gang to get out of the Jeep. Tells them to run away, and
Yeah,
Jenny.
this is where Jenny kicks ass.
This is sweet. She pulls around, starts driving in circles, throws a rope over the Nidoking, and then driving in circles, ties up Nidoking, makes him real dizzy, and he passes out.
And she's like, "This is just like the Nidoking rodeo back home. I can tie up a Nidoking gooch to head in 10 seconds."
So back on the boat, she's taking the gang far, far away. They won't tell anybody about the Pokemon on Pinken Island to protect them. Misty Misty starts thinking, Togepi might be the one that helped them. Because who else could it have been? And Ash is like, Togepi? Nah. Nah.
Ash is totally the type of person who's like more comfortable with like totally unexplained nonsense going on
Yeah.
than like anything that slightly challenges his worldview.
Mm-hmm. And so Ash peeks in Tracy's notebook, and he's drawn a picture of Jenny roping the Nidoking. Can't always be watching the Pokemon.
Bleh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting like pervy Tracy moments to replace the pervy Brock ones. They're not like, they're different though. They're not as like Brock like flying on a cloud,
Yeah.
But it
It's like,
does
hey,
they do seem
these
to be
people are
like,
cool.
we can't go an episode without a perv joke. How could we ever do that?
And then Togepi does a little dance. Or Misty's trying to get Togepi to waggle her fingers again, and then Togepi does a little dance because Togepi doesn't know what's going on.
Mhm.
And that's the episode.
All right, so literary hour. So the trope that I kind of fixated on is this idea of like an island that's sort of like surrounded by, well, whirlpools in this case, but like some sort of like storm sort of situation that like keeps it like perpetually hidden. So a very classic example of this would be Shakespeare's The Tempest, where although I think it's done by like, it's like a sorcerer or something. I'm trying to remember. It's like Prospero, and he's got that like I think it's Ariel the fairy or something that like lives with him, and he like conjures up the storms or something like that, and then the ship lands and they're like, how do we get here? This is like an unexplored island, blah blah blah. But that trope of like the storms around the island would definitely be older than Shakespeare, right? Because they would come from sort of like seafaring kind of tales, and of course it's like a good setting for an adventure, right? So perpetual storm, crash on an island. Now you've got an adventure. There was this series that I read a bit of as a kid called Dinotopia, which are like tales of this like lost continent where dinosaurs and humans live in like peace. They're like society functions around dinosaurs and humans, but it's like shut off to the rest of the world because it's surrounded by like a perpetual storm. Until one day, like a protagonist is like shipwrecked there, blah blah blah. Discovered.
And then
oh
Jurassic
my God,
Park
there's
happens.
dinosaurs here. Well, it's like peaceful Jurassic Park. though.
No, saying that the person that crash lands is the guy who founds Jurassic Park.
Oh,
He ruins it because he's a greedy capitalist.
He's that like old professor dude.
Yeah.
Who then like takes them back, and it wasn't just cloning technology, but it's actually Dinotopia.
It's real dinosaurs.
That'd be so good.
It's the prequel.
Oh, don't let whoever owns Jurassic Park know. Universal? I don't know. They're gonna crank out even more of those craps.
All right.
Man, that series went down. I actually liked Jurassic World. I thought it was fun. But then Forgotten Kingdom or whatever it's called, Forbidden Kingdom, The Lost Kingdom. I don't remember what it's called. That movie sucked butt.
Yeah, I like Jurassic World. I haven't seen any of the new ones.
The one after that was really boring. Like it's weird because they introduce all these weird plots with like a human clone, and it's like it's the same thing. Mistake they make with like Godzilla movies, where they fixated on the humans and like add in new plots. All we want to see is Godzilla. Okay, you go to Jurassic World. All we want to see is like cool dinosaur nonsense.
Yeah,
we don't care about the other shit.
All right, shall we rate this thing?
Yeah, let's rate this.
So then I can go to bed.
Go to your coffee. Okay.
All right. Category number 1 will be Psyduck.
Well, he runs really fast.
We get a good Psyduck. Yeah,
we get a
good
Psyduck. Running Psyduck.
My feelings about Psyduck are pretty high right now. So
they're always.
That's what the category is.
Because you're sick. Like, do you have like a headache?
I don't have a headache, but I am.
But you
just
got
like brain foggy. Yeah.
The essence of Psyduck.
My feeling about Psyduck is really high right now. That's like 9.
Oh my God. Okay, 6.
I'm really feeling the Psyduck.
For me, it's only a 6 because like, give me more. Shoot that Psyduck right into my veins.
That's 7.5
Psyduck
for
Psyduck. President.
And then category number 2 will be the sweet sentences.
Oh, I didn't get a proper sweet sentence this time. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna pick up my notes.
Yeah, I don't remember any like super memorable ones.
Yeah, I didn't highlight like a contender for that. Like sometimes I get ahead of that. I like when Oak says, "Are you arrested?" But that's not a sweet sentence. Okay, sorry.
We need a Pokemon that can lick them all.
Yeah, Yeah, a pink Lickitung, a pink Jigglypuff. Those are funny. It's on a rampage. Electric attacks won't work. That's funny, but not sweet.
Pretty weak.
This is weak. I'm not finding fuck all about shit
No.
all here. 8 meters long.
It's so stupid.
So stupid.
So 2 for
I'm
me.
getting under seasick. Okay,
Yeah.
you know what the best sentence is? I found it. The best sentence in this whole episode is James saying, "Is it a shocking pink or more of a pale pastel
that was a
pink?"
good one.
That's the best sentence in the episode.
Okay, 3.
Yeah, 3. Same. It's not better than that, unfortunately, when that's the high point. That was a good sentence.
Yeah. So 3, 7.5, 10.5, 5.25 for In the Pink. And that'll be it for today.
5.5 for In the Pink and a number 2 for In the Stink. Hey,
Yeah, gross.
I made that joke kind of already. But
Yeah.
we can't not leave with some potty humor.
We could probably do
We
that,
could. We could.
also,
That's not a
like-
law of the universe.
But also, who cares?
Well,
it's our podcast.
An actual law of the universe, though, is Mondays.
Mhm.
You can find us on the Hydra Leech YouTube channel. Leave comments there if you want. You can also email us at tokill@delibird@gmail.com. Intro and outro music is 80 Synthwave by Alexi Action. You can also find us in audio format wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. Please, give us a review. Helps the channel. Share with your friends. We're also on Twitter. To Kill a Delibird is the handle. I try to make a joke every day. They are bad.
You
Anything
want to know
else,
what we're
Kellan?
doing next week?
Yeah, what are we doing next week?
Well, next week, we have a triple coming up.
Triple.
It's not specifically any running arc. It's mainly just to set up things in the future. So it's just 3 fillers. We love it. It's episode 91, Shell Shock, episode 92, Stage Fight, and episode 93, Bye Bye Psyduck.
Oh, I can't handle that last one. No, we're saying goodbye to my boy next week.
Maybe.
My
We'll have to
sweet
find
baby
out.
boy.
We'll have to
My
tune in
running-
to find out.
Duck of a vision. Oh my god.
But fun fact, Stage Fight, our second episode next week, is I believe no longer in rotation
Oh, sweet.
for boring reasons. It's Jinx.
Ah.
So
Been there, done that.
don't get your hopes up. It's no seizure episode, guns, pew pew, nothing exciting like that.
Pikachu doesn't have huge naturals. Like James in the giant beach.
That's not even what that's what our episode is called.
Oh yeah, that is what our episode. That isn't what the actual episode
It's
is
Beauty
called.
in the Beach.
Beauty in the Beach.
Yeah.
Wow,
All right, well that's next
T-Cat
week.
has really ruined my brain.
You're so self-centered when it comes to the episode titles. How could you?
We do true art.
We do. This
we
is
are
high
artists. High art.
art. This-
Mozart, Michelangelo, Graham and Kellan.
the pinnacle, the Mount Rushmore of Renaissance artists.
We're on there as one strange fused face.
We're like a pebble
Yeah.
hanging by a string.